I love when we don't know what to say because we're on pre-recording shenanigans.
Kevin taking toots off his flask.
I was like, what,
Toot toot.
You want a toot? So when we were in Idaho, it was the first time I heard that you want a toot. What the fuck is a toot? Take a swig off the bottle. Oh.
I thought it's a fart or something.
But you don't want to take a swig off that. Welcome back, everybody. Breaking Bad, Season 5, Episode 5. Tom, what happened?
Oh, don't read the wrong one, Tom. Lydia offers up her own employee to the DEA, and Mike offers her replacement, Jesse. Together, she and Jesse spot a tracking device on a barrel of methylamine. Mike believes she placed the device there herself. Skyler ignores Walter's birthday as her depression and frustration grow more severe. After Skyler has a mental breakdown, Walter admits to cooking again, and they argue about the safety of the children. Skyler tells Walt she is waiting for him to die and decides that the children are safer staying with the Schraders. Meanwhile, Hank gets a promotion to ASAC.
Yep.
That was a pretty wild episode. You get to see Skyler. She kind of like took on Walter's manipulation, but then she kind of backed down, got terrified and scared.
Mm-hmm.
He's like counter saying everything she says, you know? It's like he's playing chess. It's like, oh, if you do this, I'll do that. If you do this, if you move the queen, I'll move the bishop or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
It's like he's like, and she's like, what the hell? How? I don't know. I'm not a mastermind like you, she says, you know, like.
And then when she went in the pool, the whole like Ophelia thing, you cut that out. The whole thing, that was gone. That was a good take, Ophelia.
What's
her into the pool. And when Skyler walked into the pool, Hamlet.
Oh, the one that
very
Katie was
artistic.
mentioning, yeah.
She's just like, wow. Katie, you describe it.
Well, I mean, I am not incredibly well versed, but I know Ophelia went into the river and drowned herself because she felt that her life and her voice, none of it mattered anymore. And looking back on it, I'm not well versed enough, like I said, to say like if Ophelia had like ulterior motives in that she was trying to manipulate the situation around her, because she actually did succeed. I believe she did pass. So like unlike Skyler, but she did that shot was an interesting one. It did give me Ophelia vibes. And I do feel that it is representative of Skyler feeling like she doesn't have a voice, she doesn't have anything. Like even trying to leave at this point could put her in more danger because like obviously like she's terrified of Walt, as she should be. So.
Okay, cool. We ready?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Trash time. Is there a filter?
It's like a normal day in Lebanese streets. A kid driving.
Kids driving around freaking janky ass 4-stroke dirt bikes from the 80s.
Yeah.
How many kids go missing or are found injured dead? Out of curiosity,
like,
a lot or?
No, 0 to.
No. Nice.
Like, better driver.
Dude, kids
His mom brain just thinks like they're gonna kill themselves. Do you want me to let you know when it's over, Tom?
I am looking at my phone.
Wait, do you have arachnophobia?
Sure do.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's kind of over.
I've seen. I've seen this enough. I know when it's. Thank you, though. I appreciate you looking out for me.
So that's a fun fact about you.
It's not fun, actually.
I know, it's got to feel like so... Because, like, logically, you know they can't hurt you.
Yeah. Nice. Let me see that.
Yeah, it's the tracker watch.
Beautiful. Was that a birthday present?
Yeah. Well, I mean, not really. I bought it for myself.
Oh.
I made mistakes, you know.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I'm gonna get a coffee. You want a coffee? I'm gonna have a cup of coffee.
Does he just want to be alone in his office?
Get it together there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You want the cream and sugar?
Box.
It's like guaranteed.
No.
It's manipulative.
Cup of coffee, right? All right, just take them.
I remember the scene where the chief was talking about Gus being under his nose and he had no idea and he was looking at Hank. Do you remember that scene? And he said, I had dinner with that guy.
And now what?
Did he take that out of the watch? No.
Maybe?
No, I don't think so. It's still on his wrist. That was a stupid idea.
Yeah.
I just want that watch to mean something.
Hey, take it from me, buddy.
It's gotta be just.
He's darkest, just hold the door.
Pulled it out somewhere. Go back and look. Uh-oh.
All right, Lydia.
It's like whatever, boomers. It's not that hard.
My friends here don't know you like I do. So they are very kindly giving you one last chance. About 30 seconds, I'm gonna dial Agent Schrader on your line here.
She's been
You're gonna pass along this information, and then we'll see what we see.
Oh, and that's gonna get recorded through the.
You yell for help, try to give the man some kind of coded message, or otherwise tip him off. I'm gonna pull out my pistol and shoot you in the head.
Hank Schrader, how can I help you, Miss Quayle?
Well, this is kind of an odd, it's just that I was in our warehouse supervising a shipment of chemicals when I noticed a device on the bottom of one of our barrels of methylamine. Not that it's any of my business, but the last thing I want to do is interfere with a law enforcement operation or a sting or whatever you call it. So, I don't know, maybe you could give me some guidance?
Well, I'll tell you what. Set that barrel aside for me, if you would, and I'll look into it and get back to you.
I had no idea.
Nope. They ruled Hank out. Now they're gonna shoot her. And they know it's her.
Hey, Gomi, come here, would you?
Yeah.
Hey, man. You don't know anything about GPS trackers on a methylamine barrel, do you? Matter with Houston, I'm talking about.
No, nobody from my team planted anything. Why?
I don't know. Figured as much. All right, thanks.
I know what you're thinking, but I didn't do it. I'm telling you, I didn't plant that thing.
Shut up!
And there you have it, like I said.
Janice, give me Dowdy in the Houston office, will you?
Got it.
Please tell me you guys didn't do something as lame-brained as put a GPS tracker on the outside of a barrel of methylamine, one earmarked for the Madrigal warehouse in Houston.
Who's asking? Did someone find him?
Since when you put a GPS tracker on the outside of a barrel?
We didn't have time to go in there with hazard suits, Hank. They were about to ship. We epoxied them to the bottom. They were well hidden. I just...
Oh, really? Well, not well hidden enough. How many barrels you tagged?
All of them. All the ones headed to that warehouse, anyway.
Oh, they didn't know that.
She's a loose cannon. I am telling you, she will turn a gun or a badge on us the first chance she gets. The woman put a hit out on me.
She's like, I'm here.
Seriously? Wait, a hit? What? Like the mafia? Yeah, like the mafia.
Hey, you still need methylamine, don't you, right? You want to talk methylamine? Then tell your partner to stop threatening me. And let's talk.
Talk about what? You heard. You can't even get us a single barrel.
Who said anything about barrels? I'm talking about an ocean of this stuff.
This ocean of methylamine that you claim you can get your hands on. How much are we talking about? Literally.
How does 24,000 gallons sound?
Oof.
Once a week, on a Wednesday, a freight train leaves the port of Long Beach, loaded with industrial chemicals. But what you don't know, and I do because my job requires me to keep track of my buyer's shipments, this is dark territory.
What's that?
Train speak for an area of no contact. It's It's a dead zone. No automated supervision system, no alarms, no contact with control.
What about cell phones? Crew could just call the cops.
No cellular either. I'm telling you, it's the perfect place.
We've got to off the crew.
How do you figure?
Well, if we don't, the engineer's going to call the cops as soon as he gets out of the dead zone. It's only 3 miles long.
Wait, 2 guys. Can't we just tie them up or something?
And then what? Even if we wear a mask, we're leaving 2 witnesses behind. Bottom line, I have done this long enough to know that there are 2 kinds of heist. Those where the guys get away with it, and those that leave witnesses.
Oh, no, see? No, she wants me. She wants me. Yeah, my little girl. I'm not giving her back. Yeah, I know. What about Emo McGee? Out of his room today?
Foreshadowing.
Barely.
You broke it, you paid for it, and we talked about this plenty.
Well, maybe we
already.
better talk about it a little more, because what it sounds like you're telling me, Mike, is that from now on, we have no choice but to do this piddling pseudo-cook so that we can pay back your guys. Or else what? Or else they're gonna rat on us and we end up in prison.
Yeah, and it sounds like what you're telling me, Walter, is that you want to do this heist, even if it means killing a couple of innocent men.
He's gonna have an
what
idea.
you want?
You know, I don't know why you insist on putting words in my mouth.
What if we can rip off that train and no one ever knows it got robbed?
It's the second time that this happens, right?
Yeah, well, what there was the
I
Magnus
swear.
with the laptop?
Yeah, it's like always it's Walt and Mike arguing, and then Jesse comes up with the plan.
Yep.
800. Oh, 814. Wow. Wait a minute. It's perfect. Yeah. We do it here. We do it right here.
So they measured the distance from that road crossing to this bridge, and now they're installing 2 containers under the ground.
That can probably hold 24,000 gallons? And a truck that can siphon it out?
One of them, you'll see.
4,000 gallons is a lot of liquid.
Hey!
Oh, hey!
It's Kevin De Bruyne.
What's his name? It's Todd. Isn't that his name, Todd?
This one.
Yeah.
It is Todd.
Whew. Well, Jesse, it's your idea. You want to fill him in?
It's all about the weight, yo. The tanker
Yep.
we're gonna hit gets weighed once when it gets loaded in Long Beach, and then again when it's unloaded in Texas. If the weights don't match, the train company's gonna know it got robbed.
Okay.
Boosting methylamine from a train is like a major rap. The point is, no one, other than us, can ever know that this robbery went down. Nobody. You got it?
Yeah, absolutely.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
With all that said, the whole thing relies on us replacing the weight of methylamine we steal with the same weight in water.
Yeah, but won't they figure out they got robbed anyway on account of getting watered down methylamine?
Well, out of 24,000 gallons, it'll only amount to about 4% dilution, so. But yes, you're right. They will notice. At which point, they will blame China for sending a marginally weaker batch.
Damn, you guys thought of everything.
Todd's looking
Better
at
not be
Foreman.
undercover. Yeah, I know.
Right?
Yeah. He's like boosting their ego now.
Flynn, open the door.
What's going on? Why can't anybody tell me anything? I want one good reason.
Because we're your parents and you're our child. That's reason enough. Now please do as I ask. Now. Our children are not in danger.
Just a couple of days ago, you told me that a man held a gun to your head. You said it like it was a point of pride. There's nothing you can say that'll convince me there won't come a day that somebody will knock on that door looking to harm you or me or all of us. And when that day comes, the children cannot be here.
Bill Burr's like, that's fine. Guy?
Hey, Wallace, up ahead! Stop the train now! I'm sorry to put you guys out like this.
What's the trouble with it?
No clue. I was just driving down the road, all of a sudden the old cow just bellied up and died on me. Hey, either one of you guys know about engines? Oh, of course you do. That's why they call you an engineer, right?
All right.
I think it's in there or something.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably a pretty good bet.
It's in there or something. You think?
Let's go, Todd.
What's up, Todd? I know.
Pit stop, Todd.
What's the name of the in the movie Cars? You know, the pit stop. Dude, have you seen Cars?
Yeah. Go!
I think they're gonna have a hard time.
Hold up. There it is.
Filling
No, it's gonna start up. They're not gonna get as much. They're gonna have to do the math on the fly to reload it. You're gonna push. That's why the sand's in the back. Just
so far, so good.
A ton of dirt in the back.
Making me nervous, Todd. I don't know why.
You have to see the reflection off his golden locks.
Didn't see him.
He's not even trying.
Be able to push that. Yeah.
Sure you're not out of gas?
No.
Oh no.
I got a full tank here.
He's just like, I'm gonna go. I can
Yeah,
pull it.
Doesn't make any sense, but everything looks good.
He's gonna use a winch or something and yank it off. Or push it. It's a big truck.
Oh, I can help you with that, man.
Push off the tracks at least.
Oh, yeah, gee, man, I wouldn't want you to mess up your ride.
I'll go slow. We'll get a scratch.
Man, you'll screw up your nice shiny bumper.
Hey, we're running late because of you, buddy. Man said it was no problem. Oh, and thank you, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely, pal. Thanks.
Walter, we've got a good Samaritan on the scene. You pull your guys off that train right now.
We're not done yet.
Don't let your pride get you, man. 750 is better than nothing.
Todd's gonna get it, isn't he?
Oh, there we go. That's fine. 900, it's fine.
Todd's gonna get it, isn't he?
Thank you, mister. Much obliged. Glad we could work that out.
Been installed, Mr. Burr.
Yeah, no problem.
Don't talk to them. Go talk to
You want to
them.
ride into town?
Yeah, thanks.
Trip and fall. Hit your head. Pass out on the tracks.
Walter, they are back in the locomotive. If you do not abort right now, you are gonna get us all busted.
Hey!
It's your pride.
Hold it steady!
Yeah, you're the one on down on the ground.
No!
He's not gonna, there's no way he's gonna
You
be
better
able
hope Todd can get that shit pit stopped in.
And it's spilling out. Like he did not need that much. Poor Todd. Todd's stuck.
I mean, the train's only gonna go a few miles an hour. It's gonna take a while to get going.
I would say Jesse's in more danger.
Yeah, right? He can get
Todd.
locked underneath.
He can roll out of the way.
Yeah, lay down.
Todd! Get off! Get off!
Walter, so annoying. Yeah.
Jump quick! It's not gonna get shit. Oh, he's good. Way to go. Great. I'm glad we have more Todd.
Oh my god. Wait, something is missing? Is something missing from the train?
Oh, they probably left something up there. Like the drill.
You're gonna be like, Todd, where's the drill?
Yeah.
Do we have a new crew member?
Yep. Yeah. Oh, there's a kid.
The kid!
Hi.
No.
No witnesses.
No. No.
I like Todd. I like Todd. Todd's got to be some sort of influential character or not. Could be water heater prediction, but I like Todd. Todd's gonna kill him.
No! No! No!
What?
Oh my god. Todd, you suck.
Todd.
I'm no longer Team Todd. God damn it, Todd. Well, clearly he's not undercover.
Oh, did you think he was undercover?
Oh, me and Katie both did the same comment at the one.
It was an idea. He's deep undercover.
God.
What the fuck did I just
Todd is
witness?
so thirsty for Walt. What is going on here?
I don't know. Todd is something else.
Katie, that sounded so...
He's thirsty for Walt.
He is. Like, he just... Like, he is such a pick-me. What is going on? He'd kill a
Walt's
child.
got them
Psycho.
thick sacks of methylamine.
My word. Oh.
No, bro. They didn't just show us a child at the beginning so that they can show us that he's gonna be shot at. Oh, no, bro. This show is getting darker and darker.
I know,
But
I
now,
feel
like,
I'm so
what do you
desensitized
do?
at this point?
What do you do with the dead kid? You bury him?
Yeah,
Are they
you
gonna-
shot him. It's not even like you could say
They're
like
gonna
he
throw
fell
him
off
in
his
the-
bike or something.
Throw him in the water tank. Throw him in the water tank and close it up and cover it.
He's gonna be missing, and then...
He's gonna be missing forever. They'll never find him until they have to do construction on that little bridge, which probably happens in 4 episodes.
Did you notice that Jesse was the only one who reacted to Todd shooting the
Because
kid?
Walter in his head was like, "This is what we have to do." He obviously
Walter
couldn't do it.
Walt was willing to go ahead and threaten the life of a kid.
Yeah.
Maybe Jesse's
the only one.
He's gonna connect that now to, I mean,
Yeah.
to whatever happened
Well, I mean,
with
it was
Brock.
Todd that shot him.
Yeah, but maybe from the conversation after.
Yeah, but like from the reaction to Walt, bro.
But like they have to talk about it.
Oh yeah, no. Jesse's gonna want Todd gone. Well, Jesse's gonna lose his mind.
And he's gonna want everybody to condemn Todd, and Walt's not
Kill him.
gonna.
Probably
Walt's
kill
not
him.
gonna condemn him.
Walt, I think Walt and Mike are not gonna condemn Walt. Are not gonna condemn Tom. I think Mike.
I don't
is
know.
also...
I think Mike may say you should have pulled out earlier.
Yeah, Mike's gonna be pissed.
Yeah. That's also
That's what she said.
Yeah.
You would have never been there if you had listened to my command.
I
It
love your
would've
Mike
never
impression, Kevin.
So also,
did that
Mike,
earlier too.
Do you know how Mike's guys? You see, Mike reminds me of fucking Marv from Home Alone because he's
Really?
got that triangular scar on his forehead. Next time you see him, it looks like a guy hit with an iron in the forehead. Next time you just take a look at his forehead. He's got a triangular iron scar.
I'm gonna do a flashback to last week's episode when you're like, "I like Todd."
I did like Todd. I love Todd up until that point.
Well, he comes off as such like a almost like a Gale, like almost just like, oh, like how did you get mixed in with this? And then it's like, oh, well, because you're a psychopath, that's how you got mixed in with this. Holy shit! And what is it about Walt that you see?
I know, right? Maybe it's the bald head, bro. I swear, there's a cheat code for bald people in this show. They're all everyone who's powerful is bald. I mean, Gus was practically like almost bald, and Like Walt is bald, Mike is bald. Like what the fuck? Hank is bald.
Hank is bald. What is with the bald power play here? Everybody's bald.
It's alpha male moves, man.
Jake, right before, like a couple episodes before the whole series ends, you're gonna see Skylar shaved her head.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Like, why do you think Hank shaves his head? Do you think it's because of like maybe a receding hairline, right?
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
then
He clearly only has hair
Walter
on the
shaved his head because of cancer or whatever, and then he liked the way that it looked. So it's like, and then Gus had short hair, right? So it's like all the people who are trying to hide something. Like is shaving their head. Like it's varying degrees. Like Hank's just trying to hide a receding hairline. He's trying to look badass. You got,
What about Mike? Is he's trying to? Maybe it's just he got hit in the head with an iron.
He's trying to probably hide his unfortunate hairline too. That's
hair doesn't grow in a certain area because it got singed off because he was
when he was trying to break into that kid's house.
Stop.
Got hit in the head with the iron after the paint cans.
That's so bad. Oh my god.
I'm telling you, next time look at him. Dude, he's got this
Bruno, I can't imagine him without an iron thing in his face. Like
I can't believe. And I was worried he was gonna fall off the train. I was worried he was gonna fall and hit his head.
I wish you fell off the train.
The whole time you guys are so worried about Todd, I'm like, you're gonna wish he would have fucking died because he's about to shoot a kid on him. But Drew Sharp is the kid's name, if you care.
The fucker even waved at the kid.
Yes.
He fucking waved at the kid before he shot him.
No, this is getting. You said it. It's getting dark in here. Gonna need to turn some lights on.
Yeah.
Gonna get a little scared.
That's crazy.
What is going on?
Wait, Tom, I have a question. Are those the same people that Gus used to deal with?
Is who the same?
The pest control people, are they the same? Like
no.
Okay, so Gus didn't.
Pest control.
Okay, so
Gus did not know Todd. If that's what.
No, that was Saul.
Yeah, so
Saul
because because I was like, maybe it's because he used to work maybe with Gus and Mike.
No, like
that's how they used to like. Do things.
Like Katie said, Saul introduced those guys to Vominos Pest because he said that he represented some of the employees.
Okay,
who
so
the fuck
he's
is
just
Todd?
So he just shot a kid.
He wants to get into the business, like
Todd
desperately.
is the guy who
wants
works
to get
for
into the business.
Vominos Pest.
For whatever reason.
And any other questions you have will probably be addressed in future episodes.
That was rough.
Yeah,
that was
and
rough.
bro, like,
there's more to Todd than meets the eye.
I want to see the next episode to see Walt's reaction, because Walt's reaction in the next episode will determine everything. Like literally his reaction of a guy killing a child in front of him, after him just saying Gus is a bad guy, he killed a kid, and he used to use kids as his number one reason for Jesse to kill Gus. And now that he's defending a child killer, oh my god.
Well, so there, now that I'm thinking about it, there was that point where Walt was like kind of grilling Todd, like, you know, so nobody can know about this. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, are you sure? Yeah. So what's probably going to happen is Walt's not unhappy about the kid being killed. But Mike is going to be livid. Jesse's going to be livid. So what's going to happen is Todd's going to end up being killed. And then Walt's fine with that too, because then it's less witnesses. Like Todd could have been a ticking time bomb too. Like where something would happen and he would...
Maybe.
So I think Todd's dead, which he should be. But like it's probably going to be like Mike or Jesse who kills him. But like Walt doesn't care about the kid.
The way you phrased it, Todd was just following directions. No witnesses. Nobody else can know about this.
Yeah, but
so
then
Todd is just gonna be like, I did what you said.
Sure. And Walter's not gonna come up to bat for him. Jesse and Mike are gonna be pissed. And like I said, like Walt doesn't care like if he's there or not, and if he's not there, it's just one less witness that you got to worry about, one less variable. Like, Walt does not care.
There is absolutely no way in hell that Jesse is going to take this well. Like, this whole thing, he's been a couple of very strong story points are him with kids, like the kid in the meth house, with the kid being killed, Tomas.
Yeah.
And then with Brock being poisoned.
Now this kid.
Like, it's just Jesse is very.
And then Gail was practically a
pro-kid.
child too.
He was a child at heart, yeah. He was.
So I don't see how Jesse is going to take this very well. This is going to be a big problem, regardless of what happens with Todd.
Well,
or how Walt and Mike perceive it. Jesse's going to have a real big problem with this. The fact of just shooting the kid in the middle of the desert.
If Todd doesn't die, he's already dead in our eyes. So there's that. I don't know.
And remember that the whole plan with taking over the train was to kill the conductor and the engineer. And Jesse came up with a plan for nobody dies. And then immediately this happens with the kid and nobody gets his input. Todd just goes up and shoots him. And he didn't even have a choice. He didn't have a decision. He didn't have the time to make a decision as to what could happen with the kid.
Like, I was also thinking, like, what would the kids, like, what did the kid see, or like, what could he have said that anyone would have believed him? I mean, what could have led to the kid saying something to the police? Like, how would the police go to that kid, or would he even go to the police if he saw?
Well, it depends on how long was he there.
Well, yeah,
that's true.
And that's the thing, the messed up thing. They don't even know.
They don't know. Yeah,
right. They could have asked him.
Yeah, he could have just drove up and they were like, "Yeah, celebrating, high fiving."
Yeah, that's they're just maintenance. They're just maintenance dude. You know, they could have.
Yeah, he could have watched the whole thing go down.
Maybe the argument would be like Jesse would think that we would have been able to do things other than killing him immediately. You know, that's gonna be Jesse's argument probably, and Walt's gonna be like, yeah, but Todd did the right thing, and Mike's gonna be pissed at Walt, not at the fact that the kid was murdered. You know, because he stayed doing the operation even after Mike said to pull out, and which, by the way, he got greedy. Yeah, he got greedy.
He did. Very greedy.
He went to he was able to do the number they were talking about, but he got greedy. So which is way worse.
I think with the kid, they don't have to really worry too much about like what he's gonna say to people. It's that, like, if there's a news story or something that comes out, it was like, in this area, did you see any people around this railroad crossing where a truck was broken down? And the kid would be like to his mom, "Hey, I saw 3 guys out there."
Yeah,
but that would be the problem.
Yeah, but like, would
realistically though, how?
And even like Walt said that they're not gonna notice the difference, and they're not gonna blame a heist. You know?
Right. The only time they're gonna find out the problem is when it gets there, and then they use it, and then they have China to go ahead and blame. Like, the kid could probably go away and not ever, even if he mentioned that he saw 3 guys out in the desert while he was hunting for tarantulas.
Yeah,
like, it's probably not that much of a risk.
Yeah. So I almost feel like there's part of me that, like, Walter might try to get brownie points with Jesse and get rid of Todd himself and just be like, yeah. But, like, even though he knows, like, like, oh, I took care of that for you.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's kind of like a Jane situation. Like, it's like, you know, the blood's not technically on my hands, but, like, her being dead is not really a bad thing for me. And I think it's the same with this kid. Like, the blood's not on his hands. He didn't shoot the kid. And honestly, what happens then is he just shot a kid. So I think Todd's dead because they can't have him.
I agree with you. I think that the kid's dead and Todd's gone.
Wait, the kid is dead, Tom? Is the kid dead? Like, is he?
You'll see.
Okay.
I'm not going to say anything. Okay. I would say that there is a. I think that there is a, what would you call it? You can draw a similar. So there's similarities between Todd taking action and killing the kid without anything, and what's his name deciding to cook meth before he got his throat slit.
That's so
Victor.
true.
Victor.
Like flying too close to the sun.
And then what happened to the 2 guys who killed Tomas?
Yeah.
Well, Walt
Do we
ran
know
them
what
over.
happened?
Walt
Oh,
ran
that's
them
right.
over.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's
Oh, yeah,
right.
Ran them in his
Walt
car.
took care of him. That's right.
Yeah.
That was that
Yeah,
whole
but-
scene.
but-
That was
but-
that whole thing.
That was the half measure before.
All right.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So yeah, I think there's a big similarity
there,
between correlation. Thank you, between what Todd just did and what I can't. Why am I having a
Victor?
Thank you. What Victor did, just kind of overstepping.
Yeah. Oh, so then that means Walter does kill Todd, and it's going to be out of nowhere. It's going
With
to
a
be
box
like,
cutter. He's going to do it with the box cutter in front of Jesse.
Maybe.
I mean, I guess we'll
And
just
he's
have to
gonna
see.
stare down.
Yeah, it's like, but dude, Tom,
Wait.
you're 100% correct.
Yeah.
Like when why did Todd just shot him? Like Mike said, whatever these two tell you, you do. You don't do anything without these two. Like if
if
they don't tell you to shoot,
That's
you
true.
don't shoot.
Yeah, and I would say it's even worse because, like, he shoots the kid. The bosses are a foot and a half behind you.
Yeah.
Like, just ask.
Not to mention it's a kid. One of you can go over and shoot the shit with the kid and joke around with him while you go ahead and have a conversation about what to do with it. That's not like it's a very threatening situation.
Right.
It's
And
not.
the kid
And he
was,
was
the
friendly.
kid was like,
he was
hey, yeah, he was like,
friendly,
hi.
bro.
He was like, hey. And I'm like, dude, can I see your spider? You know, like you can.
But one thing I will say is, like, yeah, it's easy to say the kid's not a threat. You know, he's not going to say anything. But is that a risk they're willing to take? Because if he says anything, they're all done.
Oh yeah, I think the risk is really
so
low,
is
but
that-
the risk is 0 if he's dead.
But exactly. So we'll just have to see what happens.
That's why Jesse's the only one
lots
that
of
has
answers.
a moral problem with it here. Like, Walter doesn't care. Obviously, Todd, whatever. You know, screw you, Todd.
And at the end of the episode, Mike doesn't even know. He probably just heard a gunshot. You know, he's thinking everything went great. Yeehaw, woohoo. And then all of a sudden you hear a gunshot. That's pretty awesome.
Well, you know, that move right there made him one of the most hated character. I hate him, bro. Now I hate him.
Todd?
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 There's now like what's her name?
No
from,
more good guy Todd?
From The Last of Us.
Catherine.
Catherine. There's
Catherine,
Catherine.
yeah.
There's the guy
Fucking hated
that
her.
rapes. You can't say rape on YouTube.
I'll bleep the shit out of you.
Yeah, what's his name?
The cult leader. The cult leader guy. Yeah.
The cult leader. There's Umbridge from Harry Potter. There's Joffrey from Game of Thrones. And now this guy, bro.
Fucking Joffrey.
And now this guy, bro.
Come on, but I mean, Todd is. There's not so much build up though with Todd.
Guy,
Yeah, like, we didn't know anything about him, so when he
Yeah,
shot that kid, it was just like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
Dude, right before I'm like, oh, do we have a new team member? And you guys are like, yeah.
We love Todd. We all had, like, we love Todd shirts. We're going to have to cancel those.
You know what? No.
We're going to
I
have
know.
to cancel that order.
Tom, the thumbnail should be Todd waving at the child. Because that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's actually the key to the thumbnail is an important scene everybody's going to recognize, and I would say that's probably that's why when you said all three of them standing there, I'm like, shit's about to go down at the end of the episode.
No.
We'll wait and see what you think about thumbnails.
For Pit Stop Todd.
That fucking
Yeah, but you guys you're asking all the right questions, and it makes me excited because you're asking like a lot of questions that are going to be answered, and it's pretty awesome.
Gonna find out.
Gonna find out.
I hate him, bro.
Yeah, like, Walter's going to, like, be like, come here, Todd. I want to have a little meeting with you. And then blah. Oh, my God.
Sticks ricin up his nose.
Todd gets the
He's gonna
ricin.
think he's getting, like,
He's
a
the one who
promotion.
gets the ricin.
Oh, that would be such a waste.
He gets the water heater.
I feel
he
like
gets the water tank. Maybe both of them go in the water tank.
And they heat it up, and then it's still a water heater, and they die.
Well, it's still a water tank. Just because it's not a hot water heater or a hot water tank.
Guys,
they're out there in the desert. There's a lot of sun.
Yeah.
It's gonna that water is eventually gonna get heated.
The water heater joy.
Water heater.
The water heater joke will not die. Okay, it will continue with us until further seasons and further reactions. It will stay.
Kevin's gonna carry that water heater.
I changed my YouTube
through Better Call
name.
Saul.
I changed my YouTube name to the water heater guy.
I saw that.
What?
I was like, who the fuck is this?
No
and I see it's
way.
still your icon. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh
I'll keep the
No
same icon so you can tell.
Oh my god. The water
Maybe
heater
I'll change
guy,
it to
that's
Todd's
great.
Water Heater Company.
Next intro, you'll be like, hey guys, this is water heater guy. This
is the water heater guy.
If it's not too late to cancel our I Love Todd shirts, we will have it changed to.
I hate
if not, if not, you can just Sharpie in today. I love today.
Just put a big X on Todd's face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, that was a roller coaster. Well, yeah, we haven't
good.
seen anything yet.
Yeah, I told you the last episode was pretty much the last. I wouldn't even call it a slow burn, but kind of. Now it's.
So you said there
It's
was
a
a to be
BGM.
continued. Is that the next episode? Would that be halfway through?
Okay, so I was just gonna say that. Let me look. Hold on. So.
I guess
That was episode. Not
That was
really.
5. We're gonna be on
So
6.
that was 5. Episode 8 was halfway through the season, so you're
Oh,
pretty
okay.
much getting a season finale in episode 8.
That's right. Didn't they cut it into 2?
Yeah, it was
chunks?
terrible. I fucking couldn't believe they did that to me.
And you had no idea, so you thought the show was over.
Yeah. No, the way episode 8 ends, it definitely wasn't over. But anyways, yeah, so the next dude, goddamn, the next 3 episodes, bro.
Let's go.
Actually 4.
We're here finally.
Oh yeah, 3. Yeah, so a lot of questions, and by the end of episode 8, you guys, it's
It's been a long and
Hold-
winding road.
In the words of Samuel L. Jackson, hold on to your butts.
This is gonna be a doozy.
This is gonna
Hold on to your seats.
This
This
is
is a
gonna be a
doozy.
doozy. Walt's like, a doozy?
All right.
Okay, done.
All right.
Good night.
Bye.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Got another audience question. Behind all of Walter's mistakes and all his bad actions and bad behavior that makes him unlikable is his pride. However, when we're first introduced to the character, he was shown to be an impotent man who gets no respect from anyone, who seemingly has nothing to be proud of, not a man of outward pride, but a man who's meek and pathetic. So did he start out humble and meek, but was essentially bullied into having to create this prideful alter ego as a defense? Heisenberg being like Tyler Durden, his Batman persona that he hides behind in order to fight back against his fears. The proverbial blowfish. Heisenberg was a creation of a perceived necessity by a frightened man, a cornered animal in order to survive. A split personality brought in by trauma, and the real Walter White is frightened little man on the inside, like Bruce Banner / Incredible Hulk. Or was he always Heisenberg, repressing his pathological behaviors and swallowing his pride until he snapped and the real Walter came out like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? So basically, was he always this way, or did his the things that happened to him cause him to become that way?
Yes.
I like. Are we doing this now or?
Yeah, I might as well. Let's
Okay.
go.
So I've always been like, I feel like there is a geography and then a climate, right? Like, I think that there is like areas that are susceptible to certain weather, right? Like, you won't find a blizzard in, Hawaii, right? Maybe. I don't know. I'm just trying to think, like, spitball here. You won't get a blizzard in Arizona. And you
will
won't
in the Grand
get...
Canyon.
like a tsunami in, you know, Idaho, right? Like you can't have certain. So like, I think that it's kind of like nature versus nurture, but you have those two things going. Like I think that there are people who are predisposed to certain things just by how their neurological makeup is, and that's a biological thing.
Like genetics, traits passed down.
But maybe not even genetics too. It could just be the way you are wired. I mean, I know a lot of these things are very heavily genetic, but not necessarily. I just think that there are things that you are predisposed to. And then I think your environment, so your environment is, your geography is like the way you're wired, your genetics, your biology, all of that. And then the weather, the climate is your nurture. So the things that happen there that, you know, can change the way that, like there's certain things, I don't know. There's certain things that I think like that I could never do that somebody who lived the same exact life as me would do. Right? Like I think there, but because we're two different people, we wouldn't do the same thing in those situations. And so like when it comes to Walt, I think he had the personality like for these things. It's just his climate never allowed for it. And when the cancer came, so when that tsunami came, you know, it was what was able to unlock, I think, what was already like in him. So like I think there's other people who would be in very similar situation as him, could potentially be in the exact situation as him, would have done something completely different because of their base personality, because of the way that they were wired, they were born, their genetics.
So then it's not just the things that happen around you.
No, I think he had, like, I mean, you see it. We don't know much about his life prior to this, but we know how he was with Gray Matter and Gretchen and Elliot. We know how he's been in other circumstances in his life, and like prior to this, that lead us to believe that he's always had a bit of an ego. Just never had the... Well, he's big on telling everybody what to do when he should be following his own advice. Like I said, he tells Jesse you should apply yourself when he should have applied himself. He just always thought that he deserved it just based on him being really smart. And he thought that he could just be really smart, and that's that. And really, he... I don't know. He's just had these personality quirks, his ego. I think he's always had that. I just think the cancer and the threat of imminent death was enough for him to throw everything away.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would. I think that experiences. I think that there's maybe genetics has to do with it, but I think your experiences shape who or how you feel about things, and maybe the genetics, like it's easier to come to certain conclusions or feel certain ways. Like I don't know how to put it. Like something happens, and this person reacts this way, this person reacts that way, stronger because they're like, maybe there's genetics that like depression, anger, you know, they could,
right, like an anxious person is going to react to a situation a lot different than somebody who is,
like,
you know,
like they both might react, but because that person is more easily angered, or they might react harsher. But I don't think, I would say mostly experiences, but pretty much what you said, genetics has a lot to do with it.
And not even just that, just like who you are as like a base person.
Well, so let's go put it in to make it just super simplified. Every single person's a shape, and a projectile is thrown at you. Something is going to happen differently depending upon your shape. If you're a triangle and the thing hits it in the middle, it's going to bounce up and go over. If you're a circle and it hits in the middle, it's going to come straight out. You know, if you're an upside down triangle, it's going to hit and it's going to go down. The same experience is happening to each shape. but the result is different.
Word.
If that makes any sense.
So I think Walter had it in him, just never had the drive, desire, motivation. Like he seemed like not he was. It's kind of like, I think if he fails, it's like, well, I failed because I chose my family. You know, I chose the job that would give me summers and weekends and holidays because my child had, you know, was born with cerebral palsy, and so then I had to choose the safe route. I didn't have a choice in that. That's the way I had to go for my family, instead of being like, nope. Instead of being like real with yourself, like I chose the easy route because it was easy. And now I'm miserable, and instead of blaming, or not even blaming, just being like, well, those are the decisions I made, it's like, well, nope, it's everyone else's fault. Like, so I think he always had that in him. I think in his entire life, it's like, I bet you if you looked at the teenager Walt, like we could see that. I bet you he was always like, take my ball and go home. And it's everyone else's fault.
Well, Derek made a good comment about, or a good analogy about with Star Wars. So in Return of the Jedi, Luke, you know, like confronts his father.
I haven't seen
Vader.
Star Wars. No spoilers. No spoilers.
Okay, it's not really much of a spoiler.
Oh, Blue, you didn't answer.
Oh, that's if that could be a hell of a spoiler.
No, it's not much of a spoiler. He confronts him, and he's like, "I see the good in you," and like you wonder whether he always had good in himself or not. But the one thing is that we go ahead. Well, I guess it's going to be a spoiler if I go ahead and go on to the next.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's not really a spoiler because if you watch the movies from 4, 5, 6, then 1, 2, 3, it's not a spoiler. If you watch them by release date. If you watch them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then it's a spoiler.
There's 9 movies.
There are 9 Star Wars movies.
They're
4, 5,
like
6 are the best. Not that long. They're 2 hours ish.
Blue, you didn't.
Some plus.
You didn't give your input.
Yeah.
I was in the bathroom for the question. So.
Oh, well, so my point was that we get a glimpse into childhood, whereas we don't get a glimpse at all into, like, we can understand the Star Wars thing because we get to go ahead and watch the kid and then grow up and see what happens. We get to see certain series and events that happen that causes him to change his character arc. With Walt, the only thing that we get really is the graduate stuff with Gray Matter and with Gretchen. Like, we don't get to see we don't know what Walt's childhood was like.
What I'm saying is
You could
bet that that's probably what you
Blue,
would find if you were able to do that.
The question was, has Walt always been this person, or did life events and things that happened to him shape him to who he is becoming?
I mean, there are a lot of... he could have been a manipulative man, or like he may have been a douchebag at some point, but a lot of us are douchebags or manipulative at some time, but we don't become drug lords without life interfering, you know? Like, you don't want to sleep and wake up the next day wanting to become a drug, a drug gang leader or a whatever. Like, I think that the life circumstances that he had escalated the situation. Maybe the motive was there, but it wasn't like that. It wasn't gonna lead him to that unless there was a major benefactor to it. So I think that Walt wasn't gonna become this evil persona, let's say, without the cancer and his love for his ego that grew when his success grew, you know. If he just stayed as a high school teacher, this wouldn't have happened, in my opinion.
It's like the grass is always greener.
Yeah.
Well, speaking to,
what I think.
But he didn't just like become drug lord overnight. There were baby steps. I mean, there was 40 freaking episodes that we watched.
Yeah, but like the cancer was like the big. The cancer was the
catalyst.
Like the direct motivator, not the there's direct reason. There are when we used to learn about World War and the reasons behind the World War, there was always the direct reasons and then the indirect reasons. So the direct reason was the cancer, but there was a lot of indirect reasons, like his maybe his his job sucked, his financials weren't so nice, he didn't like his job as much, working at the car wash was a nightmare, having I don't know, maybe having trouble at home. Like there are a lot of indirect reasons, but they wouldn't have led to the war unless there was a big main reason,
But I think that from the way that Katie said, that there are plenty of people in his same situation who would have the same direct and indirect influences on them that they would have acted differently. Like they would not have gone down that path. I think most people would have taken Gretchen and Elliot's money, but we don't get the. We don't get the
past.
We don't get the background information. Like all we get is the graduate school. We don't get like as he's like in his early 20s when that's happening. Like has his childhood been where he's always felt slighted, felt bullied, never felt like worth, because it just seems like that's what. Like he always he feels underappreciated, and like that he's he's got so much more value, but it's never amounted to the worth that he thinks he should have, if that makes sense. Like he feels
an insecure boy.
Yeah, he's insecure. Yes, that's a very good word for it.
So yeah, hopefully we answered the question.
But I think being insecure is not like, I feel like there are people who are predisposed to being insecure people, just like there are people who are predisposed to be very confident. Like I think like all of the things that made him fall into the worst of what he is were things that he was predisposed to, like considering how manipulative he was even before it was like a matter of life and death, when he recounts how he met Skye, how he like put himself in her radar, like all and had a plan, and then concocted this whole way to like get her to talk to him, and like she would have probably never even noticed him had he not done that. And it's like, so he always had this in him. Like, I think the toxicity was brought out by the cancer. He was being eaten by 2 diseases.
Where his parents extremely manipulative, and that's where he learned it from.
Maybe.
Like as a child.
Yeah.
So like, is it possible that where like he's not like inertly manipulative? It was a learned trait.